All right, Dr. Malcolm D. Alexander here. We are live with another show of Dads Deserve Justice. All right. Wow, trying to get this thing together. Hey guys, it's Dr. Malcolm D. Alexander here. That's right. We are here with another show of Dads Deserve Justice. Trying to get this thing. Boom. Hello. Hey guys, I'm excited. Well, you know what? We've got a new format. We've got a new studio. So this is studio number 2, y'all. So if you're a business owner, you're an artist, and you're in the Maryland area, a lot of people ask for it. We are here live in effect. That's right. So you want to get a quick little glimpse. We'll switch it out here. Let's see if I can boom, 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 boom. Now you can add it to the stage. Will that take me there? Boom. Okay. That didn't work. All right. Boom. All right. Now we're back. All right. So let me go ahead and do what our housekeeping and make sure that we are on everywhere we're supposed to be. Whoops, I almost forgot. So let's jump over here and we make sure we go live on IG, all the IG platforms. Got to remember that because it's a little bit different when we checking out our IG stuff. So let's make sure we are live. I got an alert that means parent alienation affects everyone is in effect on IG now. So now we've got that taken care of. Let's check our YouTubes, our Facebooks. I believe I saw it pop up on the Facebook thing, so I'll make sure there we are live in effect on there. excuse me. Yep, we are live in Memorex on Facebook. And let's just check our YouTube very quickly and make sure we're live on YouTube. No puppy, not you today. We'll talk about Diddy on another day. We have that coming up soon on our new show. And we are live on YouTube. Okay, so we're everywhere that we need to be. Just make sure I have this close near me somewhere. And that's right, guys. And so again, my name is Dr. Malcolm D. Alexander. It's another show live on YouTube and all the other streaming platforms. So if you are a business owner or you're an artist, you know Winners All Around will take you all over the world, not only simultaneously on all the other platforms, but Winners All Around will also take you all around the world on your platform as well if you let us know that that's what you're looking for. and add that to the stage, and let me remove this from the stage, and let's get into our show for the day. Today, our show is Parent Alienation Affects Everybody. So what I want to do is I want to sort of go out to some different people have talked about it, shared it, because I don't want it always to come from me. I started this organization years ago due to the fact that I went through a contentious divorce. And I saw there were lots of issues and lots of problems out in the world. I was getting my doctorate at the same time I went to these classes, and a lot of stuff was biased, especially for dads. Now, this is for everybody, guys. We help everybody with Dads Deserve Justice. If you're the airplane. Okay. If you're a mother or a significant other who is not a father, but you are in a relationship or you were in a relationship, whatever, and you don't create parent alienation, to help you too, right? We also want to help the dads because dads have a bad rap out there in the world. I saw a post many years ago that said they're not deadbeat dads, they're dead broke. And I feel sorry for fathers and men who have to go through what they go through. When I went through divorce, I ended up in a club. And I didn't understand this, but all of a sudden, guys, I felt like I was in this club. And so let me put it there. And so, guys, that's sort of how the average person doesn't know what's going on. Behind the scenes, people are getting paid, but we're hurting our children. The law talks about it's supposed to be in the best interest of children. Well, let's look at it logically for a moment. If there's a good parent, a father and a mother, and even if they're not perfect, because nobody's perfect, what could be in the best interest of the children to remove them or keep them away from the other parent? That doesn't make any logical sense, but that's what the system perpetuates. That's what the judges, a lot of attorneys, they perpetuate. And then if you have a mother or a father who's creating problems, who's spiteful, who's that narcissist, or whatever you may call it, they perpetuate it and take it even further. But the system allows it. That means the system is still at fault. They're just as much at fault as the mother. Like if you look in, let's say, let's jump back into some clips I want you to talk about, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about each clip after we play it. So let's go find one of our clips here. All right. So guys, here we are. We're going to Facebook and we're going to pull up some of the clips that I've saved on here. I actually want to go to the other thing, and we got more clips in there. So let's jump in here and see. Let's listen to some clips. So therefore, you're not getting all the information from me. You don't think it's biased to me. Let's hear other people, and then let's discuss what the clip talked about. So let's start off with this right here. Okay, this is a good one because, a lot of times it comes down to parents. It comes down to moms, right? And unfortunately, as a man, I have to go through this back and forth with many situations as a man because, I date. There, let's see if we can get this one. And add page. I'm going to do edit page. And Okay, but I want to flip flop it the other way. So let's do it this way. Okay, so let's see how this goes. So let's take a listen to one of these clips and then let's discuss it. So let me jump in here. So we wanted to start off right where we talked about ladies. We need you to listen to us. Relationships, marriages, friends. Listen, I want to give you a perspective because this leads into parent alienation. It's not just the women, men also, but it creates problems more for men than it does for women in our society, especially in the U.S. And so we're going to start off with this clip and we'll discuss it a little bit. So here we go.
Men actually benefit from marriage more than women do. And when you look at the statistics of like post-divorce mental health outcomes, men have worse mental health outcomes than women. Women are typically happier after divorce. And so if you want to argue that marriage disproportionately benefits women, like that's not true.
I'd be pretty unhappy too if I was on child support or alimony and I had a hard time seeing my kids.
And you had to support your children. What a hard life.
Well, you understand that it's not taxed. So the problem is they take over 50% of the man's income because it's not, so they have to pay taxes on the stuff they're giving her and take half of his paycheck.
To support his children that he wants to be involved in their lives.
Right, but it wasn't his choice because women leave the majority of the time.
It is his choice to relinquish his parental rights if he wants.
Well, what I'm saying is many men want to be married and they want to be an involved father and they want to stay with the mother of their children. My point is if she makes the decision to leave, she should pay for it. If you want to leave, that's totally fine, but you should pay to raise your kid.
Is it not his child as well?
And he should pay for the time. That's why I said 50-50 custody off the bat, no child support, no alimony.
So she gets to take on all of the child care responsibilities, but he doesn't have to like pay anything. He doesn't have to have any buy-in.
I didn't say all, I said 50-50 custody. He should have the kid half the time.
But doesn't have to pay any money towards it.
No, he should pay for the kid when the kid's at his house.
Okay, and so the majority of the time when the kid is at the mother's house, he doesn't have to be involved in any way financially?
No, she should pay for it. She has a job. Why should he have to pay for a kid?
He should have.
All right. So if you noticed, guys, she wasn't listening, right? She wasn't listening. And she took it from 50-50 where you have them half the time equally to, well, they're at the mother's house majority of the time. That's not what the host said. The host said, if you have 50-50. Now, I get that. But you know, the interesting thing, a lot of states, even if you have 50-50, you have them half the time, mother has them half the time. Even if the mother makes more, whatever. But in a lot of states, whoever makes more money still has to pay child support. And many people are still forced to pay alimony, right? So that's not fair. We have them 50% of the time. And then what happens if a mother or makes more money? Or she also mentioned the fact that more than likely that women, right, are making more money these days. So sometimes you might have a situation where a spouse or an ex-spouse makes more money, but yet you find that the other person's still paying. Or how bad is it when someone finds out that a friend of mine just found out 4 children are not his children, right? But he's still paying out child support. That's crazy, right? He was lied to all these years, but now you're still forced to pay child support, right? And they're not your children, right? That's wrong. A lot of people are talking about the fact that so a woman can make a decision to abort the child, but a man can't make a decision to not take care of the child. Or a woman can't make the decision, well, a woman can make a decision to not take care of a child because women often leave it and the men usually picks up the pieces. And this is another statistic too, which is a lot of people don't like to get my other thing back in here. I have to kick me out. So here's another thing that's amazing is that statistics will show, let's talk about facts and statistics. Statistics will show that single family homes with a parent, with a father, right? Children tend to end up in a better position in life and do better in life if they're with a single parent father than with a single parent mother. Statistics show that children end up successful about the same if they're in a 2-parent household or if they're in a single father household. What they don't end up the same if they're in a single mother household. Don't get mad at me, the messenger. That's just an actual statistic. Okay, let's jump on and take a look at another clip that we can talk about. Let's see here. Okay, so let me read this to you as it goes through for those who can't actually see it or can't hear it, or you can hear it, but you can't read it, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. Okay, a child will never reject a loving parent. Only a child that's been brainwashed and conditioned by an adult will reject a parent. Okay. We will keep exposing these abusive parents in order to save as many children as possible, right? This is what Parent Against Parent Alienation is saying. They got trucks and different things of that nature. And Dads Deserve Justice, our show, and what we're starting to put together and do in the community, we are going to do the same until we get this problem situation solved. So join Papa for help and support and info. Okay, so they're just saying that. Okay, so good. So Papa, that's pretty cool. I didn't even catch that before. Parent alienation, right? People against parent alienation. Papa, that's a pretty good deal. All right, so good. So let's stop that and let's jump back into here. And again, happy Father's Day to everybody that had a Father's Day last week. All right, so okay, so we're back here. Guys, let me see. Let's go ahead and let's take a look and listen to another clip, and then we'll discuss it. So many kids grow up in bad care. Okay, so that's a good one. So let's go take a listen to this.
Broken in silence. And even then, they kept trying. Because real dads don't disappear. They're pushed out and still keep showing up. Because dads matter everywhere. So many kids grow up thinking their dad didn't care, didn't try, wasn't there. But the truth, he fought, he called, he showed up and got shut out. Not because he failed, but because someone made sure his side of the story was never told. Some men weren't deadbeats. They were blocked, blamed, and broken in silence. And even then, they kept trying. Because real dads don't disappear. They're pushed out and still keep showing up. Because dads matter everywhere. So many kids grow up thinking their dad did. So many kids grow up thinking care.
Let's address accountability.
Okay, guys. So let me. Boom, 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 boom. Woo, got to get these controls together. So you heard that, guys. We talked about okay, let's do this. You know, I came across some information the other day. I believe it's a congressman who spent almost $700,000 plus fighting for the ability to see his children after a divorce. And then he had 42 charges, CPS. You know, you're talking about child protective services. It was just another joke. 42 false allegations against him from CPS. And 12 years fighting. And still the outcome was not, he got to see his children, but not 50-50, not equal. He couldn't make up the 12 years. Like, what kind of logical sense does that make? Why do I have to fight to see my children at all, whether you're a man or a woman? This is the system, which is about money and not about us as people. Well, you as a person can change that in your scenario, in your household, in your community, you follow me? You can put your foot down wherever and however you come across any of it. And if enough people do that, we change the status quo. We change what's going on. But if you ignore it, and I'm guilty, I didn't have this show before I got divorced. I wasn't putting this together. And then once I went through a divorce and went through all this stuff, and I attempted to make a change and make a difference, I was getting my doctorate at the time, my chaplaincy at the time. I tried, and I'm still working at it. But I got to be really careful. Why? Because gag orders, I talked to a woman yesterday, a gag order was put on her. Why? Because she had influence. She had people. She had social media following. So those of us who have people and have access to make change, people basically coming back to judges, try to stop and hamper and stop that. Because one day they may be held accountable if something comes out. Well, we need it to come out. It doesn't affect just fathers. It doesn't affect just mothers. It doesn't affect just children. It affects generations and generations to come. And it's affecting your family as well. Somewhere in your family tree, somewhere in your situation, you have been affected because of the biases in our system. So it affects you, even if you don't realize it at the moment. Let's take another look at another clip. Let's see what we got here. Father's Day edition. Let's check and see what my girl's talking about.
I did this post. It went fucking viral because a lot of angry motherfucking chickens and shit. A lot of angry bitches was like, well, you know what? There's a lot of deadbeat dads out here. She ain't talking about that. Well, guess what? I don't advocate for fucking deadbeats. I don't even mention them because they're not even to be mentioned, because what's understood doesn't need to be motherfucking explained. I only advocate for the men who are out here trying to do their part, and bitch, you getting in the motherfucking way. I got a problem with that.
In the room with me. Excuse me, I have a court order that I can come here. It was confirmed from my lawyer, and I have a court order that I can be here. Okay.
That some of you women had children for your own selfish reasons. And we already know that to be true, because the first thing you reach for is how to selfishly alienate the child from its father. You know when a woman is on that bullshit based off of the shit that she grabbed for first. Oh, if I can't alienate the child from its father, then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to have conversations, full-fledged conversations about the father to the fucking child. Now I'm going to make the child have to choose sides. Oh, okay, yeah, your father's a piece of shit. Well, bitch, add your name to the motherfucking list because you a piece of shit, too. You a motherfucking piece of shit, too. So bitches don't want to hear that. Then you bitches take another step further saying, well, oh, you know what, motherfucker, this ain't even your child. Go get a DNA test.
Get a DNA test? Get a DNA test? Are you sure you want to say that?
Yeah, I did it on my own. Yeah, bitch, that's what the fuck you wanted. How else you gonna have a good ass motherfucking Mother's Day, bitch? That's only how you bitches gonna have a motherfucking good Mother's Day anyway. To brag about what the fuck you did on your motherfucking own. You bitches like control. You like status. Y'all like motherfucking titles and shit. That's why I say it's not about you motherfucking kids. Y'all kids be out here thinking, oh, my mother got my best interest. No, the fuck she don't. No, she don't. Your mother out here lying like a motherfucker. A lot of y'all don't even know that your mother out here lying like a motherfucker. I can guarantee you right now, if you have a conversation with your father as an adult, you'll realize that your mother was out here lying like a motherfucker. A lot of the shit that she did was for her own selfishness. And see, here's the thing about it: that these fathers be more mature in that moment because they won't even engage in a conversation with that child about the mother. Like they be having more respect. Like, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there with the child. You know, I'm not gonna even tell my child how fucked up his mother is because at the end of the day, that's his motherfucking mother or that's her fucking mother. So I'm not gonna do that. But the reality is, if these niggas would tell you the motherfucking truth, if some of these fathers would tell you the motherfucking truth, like, come on now. Your mother was out here doing that bullshit because she wanted to prove a motherfucking point. That bitch like a good Mother's Day. She like a good story. We all know that the world these days, that's all they do. They keep pushing that narrative where all these women out here thinking that they can do the job for a female and a motherfucking father. You see how these bitches out here fucking on each other now, you know? They want two bitches in the house now raising kids. That's why I say the apple don't fall too far from the motherfucking tree. Whenever you got a female out here who playing that motherfucking bullshit with you niggas and shit, you know, playing these motherfucking games and shit, alienate you from your child, you gotta look at who gave birth to that motherfucking bitch. More than likely, her mother did the same shit to her, kept her from her father. You know? These bitches be on that toxic shit and on that hurt shit. And I need you guys to understand, I need y'all to think before you react. That's how these bitches catch up to you. That's how these bitches catch up. I'm going to tell you something. Women, we play chess. We don't play checkers with you niggas. So women be we be testing the water when we in a relationship with a guy. We try to figure out what makes him tick, what makes him react, what makes him respond. So now we armed with that knowledge. So now she gets a child out of you. You don't think that she's using that same shit against you for a later time? You talk about that now and later. That's the definition of a now and later, motherfucker. That's not just candy, bitch. That's the definition of that now and later. Like, nigga, I'ma hold on to this shit for now, but I'ma get your ass motherfucking later. Told you these bitches is not trying to complete you. They trying to compete with your motherfucking ass. And if you don't believe me, then go to McDonald's right now and see a bitch who just now got a position of power and see how the fuck she responds. See how she motherfucking acts. You ask for the manager. The first thing this bitch got her motherfucking hairy chest out and shit talking about, I am the motherfucking manager. All right, bitch, get the fuck back. Okay, all right, no problem. The same way how these bitches act when it comes down to fucking children. The same way they act with that fucking child. This is my motherfucking child, nigga. First thing they want to do is spit off their motherfucking titles and their achievements and all the motherfucking awards and degrees you got. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck that shit, bitch. And that's the same thing that these bitches be doing with these kids. It's just another level. It's just another layer. It's just another achievement. It's just another status. Some of these kids don't even know that, but that's what the fuck you are. That's what you have been to your mother. It's a status. Some of these females be hurt as fuck. Y'all be hurt like a motherfucker. Especially when a nigga go out there and get something fucking better. And I'm not necessarily better as far as fucking looks. I'm just talking about a better woman in his life who's able to add true value. Y'all hate that shit. That's when y'all want to go right back to the courts and shit, see if you can get an increase and shit, bitch. A motherfucking increase. Now I want in. I want in, motherfucker. I want motherfucking in. Y'all hate like these hateful ass, spiteful ass, bitter ass fucking baby mamas. That's what they want. They want to see you inconvenienced. They want to see you hating. They want to see you mad. They want to see you frustrated because they know that if they can impose all of them feelings, all of that shit on you, you can't necessarily think clearly and get to that extra level of your life. You know, get to the next phase of your life because you're going to be so consumed with turmoil that you ain't going to be able to think about being successful. Think about how to move and think about how to navigate. So I want y'all to think and not react. Because for these bitches, it's chess. It's not check, ends, and close. And I would like to thank my sponsor for this post, Arcadio Santana of Long Island, New York. Yo, man, I was.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for Indy Remy for putting it out there and saying what so many people can't say. So many fathers maybe can't say. Or those who are put with gag orders and things of that nature by biased judges can't say. So thank you so much for that. And yes, guys, I mean, I hope you paid attention. I hope you listened. I know she might have been some cussing and stuff, might have been a lot for some of you, but sometimes some of y'all need to wake up. And that includes lots of people. I need to wake up because some people are supporting that person. You know, I heard it said a deadbeat mom versus the deadbeat dad, and they're really deadbeat moms creating the problem. And sometimes you're supporting that person, right? And And sometimes you know it and sometimes you don't. But sometimes you should figure it out. And maybe if you stop supporting those people, reading into their stuff, or BS as she would say, right? Then maybe we can start to make a difference and a change. Let's check out my man right here. He sort of breaks it down on a different level, right?
That shit was scary, man. Like, to not know if you're gonna be able to fucking see your kids, you know? And you know, when I got divorced, I wanted it to be smooth, you know? So, you know, I bought a house around the corner. Okay, like fucking quarter of a mile, like right around the fucking corner, damn near the same house. Okay, but wasn't enough, man. I went in there. That judge was like, Mr. Rock, I need to see pictures of the beds in the bedroom to make sure the children have a place to sleep. So, what you think I got a manger? What? Like, I got a $1 million house with no beds? Okay, so showed him the picture, right? But that wasn't enough. Then the judge was like, Mr. Rock, I need to see pictures of the refrigerator and the food inside to make sure the children have enough to eat. I'm like, what have you heard about me? I'm Chris Rock, not Chris Brown. Yo, man, I was in court. That shit was scary, man. Like,
being a father is more.
Bad stuff, guys. Bad stuff. Let's check out a post that my man did with Fighting for Fathers. Marcus out there in Baltimore making big things happen.
More than just a role. It's a journey, a deep and meaningful connection between a father and child. It's about more than just being there. It's about being present, sharing moments, and helping you grow. A father is someone who supports you, encourages you, and loves you unconditionally no matter what. Every time you fall, he's there to lift you up. Every time you succeed, he's the first to cheer you on. It's not just about big gestures, but the small things. The daily acts of love and care that shape who you are. When you talk to him, he listens. When you need advice, he guides you. He is a steady hand in times of doubt and a strong presence when you need it the most. As you grow, you'll see how much he cares. You'll realize that being a father isn't just a job. It's a gift that lasts forever, building a bond that can never be. Being a father is more than just a role.
Robert Carr's.
Thank you, Marcus. That was Marcus out there in Baltimore, guys. Fathers Fighting for Fathers, doing big things in this movement. And so check him out on Facebook.
To not know.
Okay.
It's a journey, a deep and meaningful.
True.
Was for the real fathers who are always there to make a way. The ones that never disown their kids, no matter what the mother says. Trust me, I know it's hard at times, cause we never seen it get access. Ain't nothing like that precious girl and little boy having someone they can call daddy. This one's for the real fathers, the ones that never get on. Yes, salute all those daddies at the game, those men that stand through the rain, always make sure that their kids play. This one's for the real fathers, that are all about love and their God. Got no problem in the world, these daddies no girl. Worth more than any time in the world. No disrespect to all the single moms. Y'all do a beautiful job. I hate to have to go through drama, but I pray you find the step that is going to be. do, whatever I do. This just a letter to my daddy. I know forever that you got me. We gon' always stick together, you my rappy. Yeah, you know how we steppin' for the family. Down, that's something that I still feel. Church's gun sound, something that I still hear. I can't let my pride too strong to let you waste away. You been my hero for so long, hoping I can say today. But where I'm from, we rockin' hoodies, bitch, this ain't a cape. Addiction hard, I know that's something you just can't escape. Trying to make a hit, just adding to my catalog. I went from Zans, Person X pills to Adderall. Ever since a kid, I seen you tripping off that alcohol. And in the hood, I seen too many from that battle fall. Deadbeats can lead to death, that's a scary sequence. My pops was that he never left me wondering where he went. Forever grateful for the time that we spent. So I can only thank you to the fullest extent. This just a letter to my daddy. I know forever that you got me. We gon' always stick together, you my rappy.
Earth to grandmothers, parents, aunts, uncles, whole family, generations.
Why you still here? The type of shit that make a grown man shut.
All right.
Says his ex-wife used false accusations to keep their children away from him. Then in March, Robert Garza says his ex-wife.
All right. So, all right, guys. So that was just sort of a commercial break, as I wanted to show you some different things that's going on, and sort of something I put together for Father's Day as well. You know, you saw one earlier where, you know, my past Father's Day, my current Father's Day, things of that nature. Let me go give you commercials to our people to make these things possible, guys. Let's see. Don't forget, you can watch us on all platforms simultaneously. If you're a business owner, you're an artist, we have a new location now. You can come in and do podcasting. We got a recording studio here, got a whole bunch of stuff going on. We've partnered with some folks to make some things happen. We also have some shows coming up in the next month or two on CBS and Time Warner. And so if you're a business owner, we got you covered. If you're an artist, we're looking for artists. Also, we're looking for, let me find my little commercial thing here. So here's our show every Friday, Dads Deserve Justice, but also Happily Ever Divorced, guys, started this week doing casting, looking for 8 cast members for a new reality show, Happily Ever Divorced. So make sure you go to, you can go to Happily Ever Divorced TV, happilyeverdivorced.net. That should be up in the next day or so, happilyeverdivorced.net. You can also hook up with us, go to our YouTube, go to our Facebook, you can see all that type of stuff. You see the different links. So you go to my Facebook, Pramel Wealth or Malcolm D. Alexander, you can find it on there and fill out the information for if you want to be a cast member, if you want to be an extra, if you're a business owner, you'd like some sponsor placement in the show as well. And you can always hear about it every time on Dads Deserve Justice, because that stems from what? The divorce, right? And so Happily Ever Divorced, new reality show shot in the Washington, D.C. area. It's coming to you soon. They're casting now. Don't forget, we have our shows on Tuesday Takeover with Hasco on the Tagged app, but also simultaneously on all the different platforms. Freestyle Friday that starts Thursday night at midnight with Miss Rowe, but you got to go to the Tagged app and find her on there for that. Also, guys, new show hopefully coming. No, you didn't. Healthy, wealthy debates as well. Again, happy Father's Day to all the followers that came as Father's Days went past. And healthy, but almost dead. Guys, I need you to go to our YouTube. Winners All Around on YouTube. Go in there and you'll see something healthy, but almost dead. It tells a story about what happened to me. I'm still working to get myself better health-wise and things of that nature. And, but I was proactive instead of reactive. And so now being involved a little bit in the health industry and almost leaving this earth, it's important to me to reach out to people and get them to understand about health. I'm trying to figure out how to teach my kids, this health journey, this health chapter in your life at some point in time, there's going to be some issues. So how do we get you to understand at a young age to start to take care of yourself, to become proactive instead of reactive? Because had I not been proactive last year, I may not be here talking to you right now. So when someone brings you something, pay attention. I was in a Uber today, and I was listening to the lady, and she driving Uber, and I went to give her something. She said, no, my career is good. Well, first of all, you're driving Uber. Nothing wrong with that. You said you have another career. You want to get into all that. But I didn't say anything about a career, right? I went to give you something you never looked at and said, my career is good. And then she got real defensive. Guys, I'm going to give you a little secret. Like I tried to tell her and she didn't want to hear it. You can't make an educated decision with no information. So when someone's offering you free information, it might behoove you to pay attention to the information. The same way in situations we're talking about today is when your friend or your family member or somebody is creating a problem, whether they're spiteful, angry, narcissist, hurt, whatever it is, it might be good for you to pay attention to what they're saying and not just grab a hold of what they're saying as if it's true. And that happens in the court systems all the time. Nobody's paid attention to. And people end up promoting the problem when they're supposed to be a part of the solution. So I thought I would bring that up. Also, guys, make sure I got it over there. Welcome to our studio number 2 in Maryland. None of you saw studio number 1 and studio number 2. So we've got you covered. You got things you want to do. So let's jump back onto this. And let's hear another thing for us to talk about.
Used false accusations to keep their children away from him. Then in March this year, he testified in front of the Texas Senate as a dad and as a parental rights advocate.
It should not cost, in Texas, a fit, willing, and able parent $700,000, 12 years in court, and over 43 false CPS allegations. I could have been jailed or imprisoned at any point.
This Texas law by Senator Angela Paxton will give non-custodial parents back lost time with their children, the same amount of time wrongfully taken away in divorce court orders.
Interference with child custody has been and always will be illegal. Violating a court order has been and always will be illegal. What this bill really accomplishes is closing the loopholes that allow habitual offenders that continually withhold children from the other parent with no accountability. This bill will not affect me, but it will affect the children and parents being hurt after me. I promised my family that once I got out of court a year and a half ago, that I was going to do something to change the system so no other children and families had to experience what mine did.
Join us right after the premiere for an exclusive live Q&A with Robert Garza.
Robert Garza says his ex-wife used false accusations to keep their children away from him. Then in March this year, he testified in front of the Texas Senate as a dad and as a parental rights advocate.
It should not cost, in Texas, a fit, willing, and able.
Okay, guys. So that was Margaret Garza testifying, and that's one of the things I was talking about earlier. I got it sort of mixed up, but that gentleman testified. 43 accusations, 12 years. $700 and some $1,000 just to see his kids and trying to get a law passed for the habitual offenders, meaning the parent who was alienating him from his children, which in his case was a woman, right? That doesn't make any sense, right? But that's what's going on around our world over and over and over and over again, more than it's not. And we got to put a stop to that. And that's why we have the show, and that's why we're looking for you to, as we put this thing together and eventually get donations and things of that nature. You know, our goal is to have 100,000 people donate $1 a week. And that'll give us $1 million plus of dollars to write checks to help fathers, to help mothers who aren't alienating the system, to go after judges, to go after courts, and different things. We have another podcast we're looking to do with a gentleman who has a great following in this scenario. We're looking to do work with them. So that's hopefully be coming out soon as well. I'll follow back up with him this week and see if we can get that thing popping, because he taught me a lot and knows way more legal stuff than I do. You know, I'm sort of new to this game. You know, it started by, you know, going through a divorce and understanding all these challenges that were out here for dad. You know, and so I'm bringing other people together, and that's what we got to do. We got to come together. Fathers, we got to come together. Women stick together. Women come together. They tell the stories. They cry. They do all the whole thing. And I'm not saying crying is a bad thing. I'm just saying they do, and they get people to listen. And fathers, it's time for us to do that. We've got to do more, because a lot of times we go in our shell. We go in relationships. We go into our shell. We don't, you know, we give the women the power, and it hurts everybody in the long run, right? And so we need to come out of that. Okay. I think that's about through for them.
Here.
What is that parent's ultimate goal?
Oh yeah, I want.
What is it? What do they want?
I think
in this case, and I think in most cases, it's to erase the other parent from the child's life. It's, I am going to make you miserable, and I know the point that hurts you the most is to destroy your relationship with your child after all this time. I'm going to hold that child over your head to control you. But if you don't have that child, I know it hurts you.
Yeah. So whatever they can do to make him suffer through her, then that's totally okay.
Yeah.
And how have you seen it impact her? What is that parent's ultimate goal? I mean, what is it? What do they want?
I think in this case, and I think in most cases, it's to erase the other parent from the child's life. It's, I am going to make you miserable, and I know the point that hurts you
That's
the
right.
most.
Erase you from the child's life, guys. That's what many women do, and men do it too, right? But we're dads deserve justice, and it affects fathers more, right? And so that's the point. They're spiteful, they're hurt, and I'm not saying it's not okay. They did a good thing not all the time. Men didn't do a good thing. Women didn't do a good thing. They were mad, they were angry, they were hurt. Maybe they were hurt too, right? Or they had a bad judgment call. But it doesn't. But what does that have to do with the children? And women use the children. Men will use the children as a pawn and destroy our generations of people to come. That should be stopped.
A narcissist will abandon anyone, no matter how close, if the relationship threatens their delusion of being blameless. Accountability is their breaking point. The moment someone challenges their version of events, asks for an apology, or holds up a mirror to their abusive behavior, the narcissist will choose their ego over the relationship every single time. This includes their spouse, sibling, parent, even their own children. It does not matter. Nothing is more important to a narcissist than control over the narrative. And in that narrative, they must always be the hero, the misunderstood victim, or the self-sacrificing martyr. Anyone who dares to tell the truth, anyone who won't play along, becomes a threat that must be eliminated. So they discard, they abandon, and they smear. You won't just be cut off, you'll be vilified to anyone and everyone who will listen. But please don't mistake their abandonment as your loss. It's not your loss. It's proof that your truth held more power than their lies. And that is something they will never forgive you for, because deep down, they know you saw them for exactly who and what they are. A narcissist will abandon anyone,
That's right, guys.
no matter.
The kids are the most.
We often hear people talk about narcissists. That's a big word in our society today, right? The narcissist. And it often comes from, a lot of ladies start talking about, he's a narcissist, but there are women narcissists. And not just having to do with children. They can have to do with a relationship. Boyfriend, girlfriend, started dating. Lots of times people will have those narcissist tendencies. And you can have someone who, I was reading up on it the other day, they're not necessarily a narcissist per se, but they have narcissistic tendencies, right? And so probably all of us have some of them, right? But when it starts to hurt, when you start to do it on purpose, you push people away, you keep them away, that's when it becomes the problem, right? And sometimes, once again, we pay attention and we buy into those people. And often, a lot of times in separations when children are involved, you have someone who has a lot of those tendencies. It's not a straight narcissist, because it's not about their children. I mean, think about it. If it was really about their children, why would they want the best for the children? And they're good moms out there, and they're good dads out there, and they don't carry this on, but then sometimes people shift. Sometimes people change, right? When I met my ex-wife, right, and she had a situation with her child's father. Well, I raised my stepson from 6 to 19. Well, guess what? I realized later on when I got divorced that because I was involved, things were calmer, right? There were many times I had to take my stepson to see his father because my wife at the time wouldn't do that, even though she was supposed to. You know, so guys, sometimes you have the right person around you, right, who sees what's right and wrong and can help maneuver, control, or at least offer another perspective to the person who's doing wrong. That makes a big difference. I experienced that. And so if you have someone around you who's creating these problems, who has these narcissistic tendencies, who's a narcissist, who's adding to a situation that's just not right, maybe if you were to share with them another point of view, but be careful how you do it, you might just help fix a problem. It doesn't have to grow. You know what I mean? Okay.
They're most likely to be
The alien.
Just waking up. Are you ready for this? In the morning, got a sweat job. I don't know, but today is kind of odd. No barking from the door. No smoke.
All right, guys. Well,
and mama could.
all right. So, with that being said, again, guys, this concludes another day. I hope you've got some insight to think about. Please like and share and repost this. Go to our YouTube, Winners All Around on YouTube. You can see it there. It's archived. And go ahead and share it out with people and drive people there. We need some subscribers and things of that nature as we grow this thing. Again, if you're in the Maryland, D.C. area, guys, we have opened up studio number 2 for all of you guys. There it is. Add to the stage. No, I don't know about that one. Okay, so studio number 2, guys. So studio number 1, you know, we opened at the beginning of the year way down in Virginia. Now we've opened studio number 2. As you can see, we have more space. So if you like 20 or 30 people, you want to do presentations, you need event space. There's a recording studio here as well. We've got a lot of things going in place. If you want to learn podcasting, you want to do a podcast, we got you covered. The AV equipment, everything is included. We got all that for you guys. So make sure you come out and check us out. Go to WinnersAllAround.com and find us there as well. Don't forget the shows that are coming. Don't forget Takeover Tuesday with Haskell. Don't forget Freestyle Friday starts Thursday nights with Ms. Rowe. Don't forget every Friday we're here with Dads Deserve Justice. Again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers this past weekend. Don't forget our new show coming Up in Smoke with Ho and with Haskell and Glow. Conversations you may not remember, guys. And we will put you as a business owner and artist on all multiple streaming platforms all at the same time and get you the coverage that you deserve. Again, guys, my name is Dr. Malcolm D. Alexander. I appreciate you joining me for another show of Dads Deserve Justice with Winners All Around. Check out Winners All Around. Go to YouTube, check it out. Check us out on IG. And don't forget, we have hosting. We have the new reality show coming, Happily Ever Divorced. With that being said, God bless. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time.
All right. We on air and it's going live and viral. All right.